So, welcome. Today, I said we are going to be looking at uh, power pivot. So, if you are if you download the data set, this is how it looks like. Please, can you all see my screen? Please, can you all see my screen? If you can, let me know so that we can proceed.
Yes, you can.
Okay, okay, that's great. Thank you. So, I said today we're going to be looking at power pivot, and the last class we talked about power query. So those that were able to do the assignment, that's in massive one. And I will advise you go ahead, exploit Power Query, get data, clean it, um, normalize it, so that you can be familiar with that too. You can spend 50% of your time as an analyst. So it's very fundamental as a data analyst that we're going to be using Excel and Power BI. So please exploit it. So today we're going to go into Power Pivot. Power Pivot is very fundamental. Is very fundamental as a data analyst to know. It's something that you just have to know it if really you want to take your game higher as a data analyst. Something that you just have to know, because if you don't know it, you'll be limited. There are a lot of things that you may not be able to do. There are a lot of things you may not be able to do. So we're going to look into Power Pivot. Uh, if you don't have Power Pivot on your Excel sheet, on your ribbon here, this is important for you to come. I want to show you. Come to this, go to File and go to Option, go to Add-ins, and go. Well, uh, choose Power Pivot here. I don't know. It's showing me in a different language. This is funny. So, but I think let me just guess. It should be so that they can be able to have your Power Pivot here on the. It's important it comes out here so that I can be able to have it so that I can follow along. Let me do it again. Option. Let me just click almost everything. So many at times it may not want to show you here until you restart your system. Until you restart your system. So I'll just maybe give me a few minutes for me to do that. The reason why I moved it is I wanted to show us that we need it for our analysis today. So let me just quickly maybe restart my system. I told it to just come up as easy as that. So I don't know why. Okay, let me use this function. So, but if your own is there, please, it's good for me to know. If your own is there, it's good for me to know. This is 2016. So let me just use this design. It's the same thing. If your own is power pivot, fine. If it's design, it's okay. If it is design, it's okay. So that I won't go back to start doing another thing. So if it is design, it's still the same thing. It's still the same function we are going to exploit here. If it's design, I wanted to show you power pivot 365 shows that. But if it's not there, that's okay. We are still in the same thing. So this a data we are going to be using first of all to do a basic analysis. This is the data we are going to use for basic analysis. It's simply just for a basic analysis. So first of all, we're going to start with summarize with bar pivot, summarize with pivot table, summarize with what pivot table. So when we click this, it will show us, it will comes up with this, and it will ask us new sheets. No, we don't want to use new sheet. We want to use existing sheet. Let's place it here. No, I think let's place it here. Uh, so that's okay. Let's place okay. So we can see simply that Power Pivot was able to bring out this. Power Pivot was this is what Power Pivot is all about. Please, when you look at your right side of your system, you see this. It may not look structured as this. You may be able to change it. You can change the setting, any setting that you want it to look like. So maybe you want it to look like this, or you want it to look like this. Okay, so you want it to look like this, you can be able to change it. So anyhow you want it to look like the same thing. So this is the pivot table field, and these are a table that we are using. So you can see we have store, we have date, we have sales, we have city. So from this place, we can see the data here. So Power Pivot, it helps you to be able to analyze data as quick as possible, as quick as possible. I'm going to take it slowly. That's why I'm so slow today. Because Power Pivot start from basics to advanced. So I will need you to grab the basics so that you won't be confused when we start complex things here. So uh, Power uh, Pivot help you to eliminate formulas. It helps you to just get a quick insight of your data as quick as possible. So we can see here, this is our table, these are Power Pivot. So let's just take a kind of quick analysis of our table. Okay, let's say from the filter, this filter pane, we want to bring our date, our date, and let's say our sales, we want to bring it to our volume. And so from this sales, as we bring our sales here, sum of sales, you can see it sums everything here. It sums everything here. So it's telling you that all these sales, this is the sum of it. You can be able to check, you see that it's the same thing. So it sums everything that is here. So this is the sum of sales. And let's say our row, let's bring city here. So we have our cities here. We have Vancouver, we have Seoul, we have Tokyo. Understand? We have Tokyo. So and we have New York.
Sorry, please. Sorry. Sorry, I don't know if it will be too much to ask because before I had a network issue, so I couldn't see your screen, so I didn't know how you got all these figures. I only stopped that
Okay, okay,
when the Poppy vote came out.
comes up, right? Okay, okay, because of let me undo firstly.
Yes, I only
So this
stopped
is the
that
data.
when the Poppy vote
This is the
comes up.
data. So like I said, okay, okay, so this is the data, and like I said, in your ribbon here, your own may be Power Pivot, your own may be design. So you can come here, design, and summarize with pivot table. This is the basic. You are just starting with the basics. Summarize with pivot table, a quick summary of your data. You click summarize with pivot table. You come here, new sheet. You say no, you don't want new sheet, existing sheet. Of course, you press here to where you want to place it. Let's say you want to place it here. Oh, okay, let's say let's place it. Sorry, let's place it here. Come back and say okay. So it comes up. Your own may not show here. If your own is not showing here, please come to this place, feed list. You can see I've removed it. Feed list. You bring it out. If it did not show, come to this feed list, click it. It will show you. If your own is not showing, click on the feed list. It will show you. So before that, I want to remove something. I want to remove this data. I want to use it to do an example. So just let me remove this data. So immediately you click on this, it will always show up. If you click on this, or immediately you click on your pivot table, this will show up. It will definitely show up. So we want to just take a quick insight of our data here. This is the data store, date, sales, and city. So let's start with sales. Let's say sales. Let's bring sales to values. So it has, you can see now, it says sums of sales. So it has summed everything here. It has summed everything here. Let's say, for instance, let me just do a quick, uh, let me just do a quick, uh, sorry, let me just do a quick, let me, so that you understand what, uh, that you understand what we are doing. So we can see here, oh, am I missing anything here? So what it does is that it it summarizes everything for us. It summarized everything for us. This sum of sales, it was able to summarize it as quick as possible. So that's what Power Query does. Sorry, that's what Power Pivot does. So what just happened there is a kind of sum. It's a kind of sum. So it's just a kind of sum of this. So let's come back here. Our pivot will open. So this is sum of this. So, and let's say we want to take our columns, let's say store. We want to look into our columns as store. So from this place, this is all our stores. This is our column store. And then let's say we want to take our rows to city. The city we have, let's bring them to our rows. So you can see uh in New York is still coming out. I think it's based on an example I did that's why it's coming out, but that's fine, it's okay. Because I removed the data, New York is not showing any data. So this New York, this Tokyo, this Vancouver. So these are cities. And let's say our filter, we want to filter it by date. So this actually a basic transformation, just a basic something you can be able to do. And so it has a lot of things to do here. So, but I just want to show you how quick as quick it can be. That's how quick it can be. So you can be able to look at, like for instance, now from the dates, you can see, okay, we just want to see the data that are, let's say, oh, okay, let's say we just want to see, we just want to see this year. Okay, you can see we only have 2022 first of the 2022. So you can be able to do a lot of cleaning here to analyze your data. So this is just a kind of basic something. So Power Pivot helps you to just a kind of get a quick insight of your data. Get a quick insight of your data. So you can see here, these are the sales. Maybe uh, we just want to see Tokyo. We don't want to see the others. So we can see this is Tokyo, and that's all. So uh, let's say clear filter. That's clear filter. So we come here. Let's say in our uh, columns, we just want to see the store. We just want to see store. Maybe one. Let's just say we just want to see. Let me see from 12 down. So we can see it was able to do 16, 17, 18. So this is basic between in part pivot. So like I said, I want to make it as easy as possible so that we can be able to follow along when I start the complex one. So this is just a simple thing that we just did here, and this is what it shows. But this is not looking nice. If you observe, it's looking somehow. It's not properly arranged. So it's not about using power pivot, it's the ability to be able to use it properly. You know, somebody will just drag here and drag this one, drag here and drag it here. No, with one, it's not, that's not the best way to do it. So we want to update this power pivot. Let's update it. Okay. Let's say let's bring our city. Let's bring our city and store in the same place. So we can see that it's beginning to get shape. City in the same place, and let's say sales. So let's remove the date for now. Let's remove the date for now. So we can see uh, if you carefully look at this, you can be able to see that New York we have uh, 5,000, to Tokyo, and all the rest. So this is a basic how you can be able to. One logic is that whatever that sales is numeric, and if it is numeric, you should definitely bring it to value. You should get that concept. If it's numeric, you should definitely bring it to values so that it can be able to calculate it. So you can be able to choose what do you want to use in sale. Is it sum? Is it do you want to see okay, I'm going to come to that. But you can be able to do whether you want to see the aggregates, whether you want to multiply it, whatever you want to do, it can be able to show you. So this is a basic something we are going to use. So we are going to use this table to sort a lot of things here. We are going to use it to sort a lot of things here. So let's start from our rules, which is let's start from let's say the city. Maybe you want to sort the city ascending order in ascending order. I'm able to come here and say ascending order. So we can start from New York, Seoul, Tokyo, Vancouver. So you can be able to filter your data and also be able to know what exactly you want. What exactly you want. So we can also do for instance now, let's say uh from this we can be able to say uh value value filter. So we can be able to filter in this place and say, okay, I want to filter it. Uh, Let me use something. Let me say top 10, and we can be able to come here and say, want to see top 10. Okay, let me just let no more, no much. Let's break this down. Break this down. So you can be able to filter it because this is a small data set and it's looking more easier. So from here now, sorry, let me come back so that you can. Let's come to this place. Let's say more options. So from here, you can say I want to filter. Uh, Let me say not city. I want to filter by sum of sales, and what I want to filter from. Let's say okay. So from this place, you can be able to filter it and say I want to see the highest. That's the highest data from this place. Okay, more filter. It's a descending order. I'm also descending order. Let me see. And sorry, so that's what I'm looking for. So from this place, you can be able to filter it and say we want to see from descending to the ascending order. We want to see it by anyhow you want to see it. let's say this Vancouver and Tokyo. So this is a kind of basic transformation using Power Pivot. And this one is as simple as anything you can be able to do. So it's not that complex using the most simplest option to do it. But there are the way you go about it, that the more options to it, there are more options to it. So when we come here, let's go to analyze. So let's go to analyze. Now, this is where we're going to start getting more complex things to do with our pivot tables. This particular place where we can be able to do, let's say, uh, from this analyze. So now, from the beginning, you can be able to choose any option you want to choose. This is pivot table, and you want to name it something else. Maybe you want to name it, uh, let's say, summary. You can make, you can able to name your data from this place. So when we can able to name it and say, okay, this summary, and also we can be able to we can that is something particular I'm looking at. You can be able to from this active field, we have some of sale here. This field setting, you can able to say I want to just see it in count, average, maximum, not just sum. So you can be able to choose whatever you want to choose from this platform. So and next is that this active field, let's say let's use this one. You can be able to say okay option. Okay, from this place we want to see um the total filter. I'm just exploring these things for you to know that there are a lot of things here that you can be able to use, that you can be able to use to analyze your data using Power Pivot. So I don't want to disrupt this particular stuff they are doing. It's just a field here that you can be able to exploit. So the more you do it, the more you exploit it. The more you do it, the more you exploit. So next is that from this place, you, you can able to say I want to let me see uh group selection. Let's say group selection. Okay, no, sorry. On group it. Let's say let's have it on group it. You want to ungroup this. So we can see here, you can be able to break it down. When you put on group, you can be able to break it down from here. You don't want to see, you want to break it down from here. So this is basically how you can be able to ungroup it. Say, okay, I want to reduce it. I just want to see the summary of every sales. So it comes from ungroup and group your data. So you can be able to click uh from this arrow, come and click from this arrow, and also click from this arrow. Sorry, my mouse, I don't know what happened with my mouse. So so that's it basically. So we just want to exploit all these filter that you can be able to use. Next is insert slicer and timeline. We are going to do that later. It's more in kind of advanced data. Now next is refresh. Now the main reason why we are going to use refresh is that, for instance, you want to add to your data. Let's say we add uh, let's say we add 15, and let's say let's copy this date. Let's copy this date. Let's use just a random number. Let's use let's say Abuja. Abuja. So it's not here. This stuff is not here. But when you come here and when you come here, you analyze and you say refresh your data. So you can see now Abuja is here. So what Power Pivot help us to do is that instead for you to be doing something repeatedly, it automates process. You can be able to add a lot of data you want to add from there. When you come to this refresh, it will automatically refresh that. It will automatically refresh you. So that's one of the advantage of it. You can automatically refresh it. While we have a change setting source, uh, This basically is that when you want to change the source of your data, you can be able to do that. Next, let's look at basically okay, from this view, let's look at this view, and let's say let's click here. Field list is that this place you won't be able to see it. If you want to see your field list, you come here. Now this you can be able to add, you can be able to break down, or that's where that group is. You can be able to break down, bring it back, break down. When I did this, you can see that this thing is not here. If you want to remove it, you come here. You can see from this place button plus or minus. I'm able to do that. While we have field headers, if you want to remove your field header, you don't need it. You don't want to show it. You can do that. Field headers, you can be able to do that. So this is just basics of how you can be able to navigate towards it. Recommended pivot tables. We are going to look into that as we proceed, and also this one we can be able to look into that. So this basically for the easiest way to be able to use this platform. Now we're going to look at the design. We're going to look at design. So in design, uh, we have some things we are going to observe in this place. On the design, we have subtotal. We have subtotal. So in subtotals, if you want to see the subtotals of do not show subtotal, you can see it has removed it. Do not show subtotal. Let's say show all subtotals at bottom group. You can see show up totals at bottom group. So anyhow you want to go with your Power Pivot to analyze your data to get the basic way to do it is allowed. Like I said, analyze. Now we are in design. You want to just design this table and look at how it looks like. So let's say on for rows only. You can see on for rows only. On for rows only. So let's just go back. Do not okay. Let's have it show some products. So that's how you can be able to do that. Well, next one is let's say our pivot layout. Our pivot layout. Oh, grand total. Of course, grand total here of the grand total. Let me call you. So you want to see the grand total from this place, column only. So just explore it as much as you can. Is allowed. This is the grand total. You want to see the grand total in this place. So explore it. While page layout show in compact, you can see how it has come close together. Maybe you want to show in outline form, and now it has bring out this showing outline form. This is city, this is store, this is sum of sales. So as much as you can be able to explore whatever you want to do, please, it's very important that you just explore the layout. There is no basic rules. One thing is that for you to know is that whatever you are doing, make sure that your table is looking as a data analyst. The ability to present it perfectly well, to present it very well is what distinguishes you. Next is blank rows. Maybe if you want to look at insert black lines after each item. So if you want to see a blank line after each item so that you identify it very well, or perhaps remove uh, blank line. So that's that for this. So I don't think it's something very hard to do. And like I said, I just want to take it easy so that we can be able to grab our pivots and be able to work with it and navigate it. Next is a pivot style option. Of course, raw header, you don't want to see header, or you want to see header. And maybe column header, you want to remove this column header, or you want to see. We have banded rows. Want to every row you band it, fine. Or banded column, if you want to band your column. So it's all available. Next is pivot styles. You can be able to choose any style you want to. You can be able to choose any style you want to. You can be able to explore it. You can see from this place, this, this. So any style you want to. So that's it. The main thing is from this place, know when you want to put your data in sales, your in values, in columns, in filter, ET, and also store. So this is the data, and this is how it looks like. So this is the basics from before we go to uh more of a complex one. So I don't know if anyone have, because you are going to this place, you are going to, this is more than how many thousands of hundreds of data. We're going to come here and use the complex one. But for now, I just want a basic analysis on part people. So I don't know if anyone has any question, they can ask me from this before we go to the more. I will use the word more of complex one. You can explore more of this. So anyone has any question on this basic analysis on this before we go to the one we're going to use pivot chart, slicer, and timeline, and because it has a large
No
data
question
set.
for now. No question for now.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
I think
So let's
people
go
are
to
waiting
this.
to highlight it
Let
last.
me. Uh, okay. Yeah, sorry, I thought my colleague is here to do that. Sorry for that. Okay, okay, sorry for that. Uh, okay, let's come back to. So, this is this pivot chart, and this a big data. Let me control sheet down, so you can see how many data it is, up to 2,000. Sorry, 20, a lot of data. Say, you understand? So this is a big data. So that is the way you're going to work with this data. You can't be able to even know how many cities or how many. So sheet. Okay, let's go to. So this is a big data. So you can be able to see the city. You can have more than one city here. You can be able to have more than one margin, sales, and all of that, date, category, and store. So, like I said, we come here, uh, come to your data design, come to your design, and let's say summarize with pivot table. Existing worksheets. Let's come here and let's put our tables here. Oh, it's okay. So this is it. So this data we want to, it has shown us we have store here, we have category, we have date, sales, margin, and city. So we want to get a little quick insight on this. We want to get a little quick insight on this. So let's let's uh let's bring our sales to values, cost, and let's say our dates to columns here. So our date 2022, sorry, 2020, 2021, 2022. And let's say let's bring city to rows, and let's bring let's say store. Let's bring store to rows. Okay, so it's getting okay. Let's say we want to filter by category. Category, filter by category. So sorry, let me expand this so that we can be able to see what I'm doing very well. Let me. Please, is this okay? I hope you can see what I'm doing here.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So these are pivot table that, okay, thank you. So these are pivot table that we just created here now using this our the large data set that we have over there. So like I said, it just a uh, it get more complex when you have a lot of data. It get more complex. You can see here we have category, we have uh, years, we have city, we have store, we have uh, some of sales. So basically, you can be able to analyze it manually. Let's say, for instance, now this. Let's start with category. You want to see only let's say you want to see only one. Sorry, let me. Okay, you want to see only one, or let me say two. Let's say okay. So we can see we only have only two categories items. Let's say you want to see only one, so only one category. You can be able to see only one category. So this is just basic. Let's select. Okay. So we are back to all. So let's say next, maybe you want to see uh the date, and maybe you want to see only 2021. Like I said, I've done this before, but we are going to go to more complex. Let me just remind us, this is 2021 data, and you can see this is just the data we have in 2021. So we can be able to clear our filter. Let's say rows, of course, which where our city is. So let's say we want to see only Tokyo, only Tokyo. So only the data in Tokyo we're able to see the data in Tokyo. Let's clear it. So you can be able to analyze basic and know which one you want to. So, but uh, this is not the best way to go about this. So I'm going to show us how we're going to do more of the data analysis using Power Pivot. So that is what we call slicer. That is what we call slicer. So slicer help us to be able to instead of this category that for instance now you may not know uh which category you are looking at. You just come here and say one or two or three. But somebody that doesn't know that you just click only one will not be able to grab what is here. Let's say you just did only one. The person may not know whether it's one or two because it's not show. It just shows all. So we are not going to work with this. We are going to remove it. We are going to remove this category. So we are going to use what we call a slicer. Now, if you come to analyze, you see a slicer here. You click slicer. It will show us which slicer do you want. We want to use based on, let's say, store or category. Okay, let's use store. Let's say okay. So this is a slicer. No, I think uh, it's better we use sorry. It's better we use it will not make sense with store. So let's remove. So let's use category. Let's use category because it's too large. Come here, analyze, insert slice, and let's use category. So these are slicer 1 to 10 category. So let me shift this. Let me bring it here. So let me say, for instance, now we want to see only one. So you can see it has changed to only data in one. So anybody that sees this will know. You can be able to expand this. Anybody that sees this will know that okay, what we are doing here is that we just wanted to see only one because one is clicked. Can be able to say we just want to see two. You can be able to say okay, we just want to see three. You can press your control shift or sorry your control button and click up to five, and that's fine. So that's basically what Slicer help us to do. So you can also expand this. You say, okay, I don't want it to be only in one column. Let's say in two columns. and you expand it. Let's say, let's say, let's have it like this. Let's have it like this. Let's say, okay, let's have it this. So I'm able to clear it. So we can see from this place, these are category. So instead of you putting that category up here and be clicking, it doesn't make sense. So one of the functions of a slicer in Power Pivot is to be able to, shows you what you are doing here. So from this place, you can be able to say, you just want to see only one, you just want to see only for two. You can be able to press your control shift, one, two, let's say control shift, two, three, 4, 5. And these are the data we have in our category. So that's that. That's that.
So
So
I have a
that's
question.
basically for category. Okay, go ahead.
This category now, is it category of what exactly?
Okay, okay, this is an example of a data set, right? And the data sets, if you check our data set carefully, and that's a very important to understand the data set you are using so that you know what you are analyzing. This city, this is the margin, this is the sales, this is the date, this is the category, this is the store. So this category is telling you that in each store they have different categories in the company, in the organization.
Okay, okay, okay,
They
okay.
have they keep their data based on category one, category two, category three. The organization knows it that this is what they are looking for. Okay, we want to look at sales in each category in each city. You understand? So that's basically what it is. It's not from Excel, it's just from the data set. And it's easy for you
Yeah,
to be able to
get
check
it now.
using a slide. Okay, yeah. Thank you for that question.
Okay.
So it's very important to because you can't analyze what you don't know. Mhm. That's a very fundamental question. You don't analyze what you don't understand, the data you don't know. So that's why you must have to. That is what we call domain knowledge in data analysis. Domain knowledge comes with the ability to know the fun. If you study, maybe you study finance as an undergraduate, the ability to analyze finance data helps you. You'll be more profitable than somebody that did not study finance, or maybe you study health. When you handle health data, you have more insight than somebody that is just a data analyst. I don't have the background. So domain knowledge is important in every field as a data analyst. And that's why most data analysts are very vast. When you bring a data in health, you should be able to know the insight. What is the problem of the organizations? Not just data and manipulate tools. It's not just tools. This is just a tool. But the ability to understand the data is key so that you can be able to get insight of what you are looking for. So that question is very important to understand what you are doing. So that not just pressing Excel. Excel is not data analysis. It's just a tool to use to analyze data. So you must understand the data. So that's that. So this category, instead for us to use that, we can be able to use this. So we can also see that we can be able to also use our pivot table to analyze what we call our timeline. Now, timeline is basically for this is our timeline. This is basically for date. So let's say we want to remove our date from this place. We want to remove our date. We want to remove our date. Let's remove our date. You can see we want to remove our date from this place. So we just gave us this. So how are we going to go about it? Let's come here, insert timeline. So timeline shows you practically you don't need option, just date. You just have to show his date. Let's come here, click date. So we can be able to see. Sorry, let me bring this closer. Let me bring this closer. So from this place, we can see all the date that we have. All the date that we have. Instead for you to go up and be clicking on the date and be checking which date, you can see you can be able to check months. Let's start from here. Let's start from here. So we have 2020, 2021, 2024. You want to see data for 2020, you just click here. This is all the data for 2020, right? You want to click for 2021, this is data for 2021. You want to click for 2022, this is all data for 2022. I hope people understand what I'm doing. So this is it. This is timeline. So if you want to see, if you want to break it down to, let me say, uh, if you want to break it down to quarterly, each quarter, you want to see the data from each quarter. I'm able to say, okay, in 2020, first quarter of the year, second quarter of the year, third quarter of the year, fourth quarter of the year, and maybe you want to see based on what did this organization the sales they had, let's say first quarter of the year, in only first category, the first category of the item, you can be able to analyze it. So you can join them together and be able to see what you need. So this is the ability to make it dynamic and be able to make it more complex. So you can choose, maybe you want to see months, you can come monthly from January, you want to see from January, you want to see from February, you want to see from March, you want to see from April, you want to see from May. So that's that. So that's basically for timeline. So it's as simple as that. And you can be able to do that. It's as simple as that. So let's bring it back to you and let's adjust it. So you can be able to do whatever you want to do with it. Maybe you want to look how it will go. So just exploit it, go through it, look into it, and just go through it. It's going to help you. You want to see height, you don't want to see header. You can be able to do all the things that are here. Maybe you want to change color, you want to, you know, just exploit it. I don't need to start. Maybe the height, you don't want the header, you remove the header, maybe show it, selection label, you want to scroll, a scroll bar, time level, you don't want to see the time level. So all these things, yeah, you can be able to exploit it and look into it. Uh, so that's that for timeline. So you can see here we were able to remove the timeline from uh, the way it was here in our column, because it was here in our column. If you can remember, let me bring it back that you know what we are saying. You can see here, this is where the timeline was. This is where it is, and you can see 2021. If you want to see 2021, you come here and click 2021. It doesn't really make sense, right? So we can just remove uh remove your data and just have it as a timeline here and have it as a category. So that's that for slicer and insert slicer and timeline. Please, this is very important in Power Pivot. The ability to be able to use it, very important. So next we want to look at pivot chart. We want to look at pivot chart. We want to look at pivot chart. It's important. Pivot charts is very, very fundamental. So let's come to this place. We have what we call recommended table. We have pivot chart here. So we can come here and say pivot chart. Now it's going to recommend something for us. Of course, it's going to just want to show us something as quick as possible. But if you're going to choose whatever you want, maybe a line, a column, a bar, and for that, let me make sure that not just this. Let's use from this table. I don't want to use from this. I want to use from this table to create our pivot chart. Okay, so I don't want to use this particular table so that we can capture all our data. So we come here from this design. from this design, we want to look at um, pivot chart. Okay, let's summarize it from this place. Let's have it in new worksheet. Let's say, okay, okay. So I'm coming. So let me just undo all that we have done so that we can be able to use it to analyze our pivot chart. Sorry, let me just undo it, remove column that we have everything empty. Okay, so let's use this as our pivot chart instead of tracking our page. So let's use this as our pivot chart. So let's analyze our pivot chart. So from here, it will be going to show you which chart do you want? Column. I think you are not up. Pivot chart. Let me cancel. Sorry, let me put our data so that we're going to. Sorry, we're supposed to put our data here. Let's say column. We want to see city, and let's say we want to see sales in our volume, and next we want to see let's say category here. Now this let's say category now. So so sorry, we want to use this to get our pivot chart. I want to capture, make sure that I capture the most relevant data here. So now good, that's fine. So it can be able to it will show you which what do you want. Uh First of all, is it line, is it a pie chart, a bar chart, and all of that. Let's start with column chart. Let's start with a column chart. Let's bring in our column chart. This so uh these are column chart. Let me keep it here so that when we are into so these are column charts, and there are a lot of things you can be able to do here. A lot of them you can be able to do here. So it's very important that even as we are analyzing it, we can be able to look at it the same time with our slicer and whatever we have done before. But I just want to capture everything so that to show us this is how pivot chart can be able to look like. Now, if you have used to maybe data analysis before, data visualization, you can be able to get a glimpse of this is not the best way to present a chart. This is not the best way to present a chart. So let's say for instance, now let's use this. Let's let's use this arrow, and let's say we want to uh, let's say our axis. You can able to say I want to see x-axis, or I don't want to see x-axis. I want to see our chart title. I want to write something on it. Data labels. You want to see the labels in the data. So whatever you want to do with the chart, but it's important for you to make sure that you keep it as clean as possible, as clean as possible. So let me just undo all these things so that, and let's just leave this. Okay, I think it's okay like this. I think it's okay like this. So basically, let's say this. These are charts, and first of all, we want to look into our design tools. Let's come to our design tools in our chart. So there are a lot of options that I can be able to give you on this uh here. You can be able to choose from this place. Let's say we want to even change our color. We want to change the layout, how it looks like. So whatever you want to do, maybe you want to change the chart. You don't want it. Maybe let's use a line chart. Okay. So from this design, you can be able to change from one place to another. So anywhere you want, anyhow you want your chart to look like, So this is Seoul, this is Tokyo, this is London. So I just I just want you to explore it, and maybe you you want to remove your category. Let's say date. Let's remove category to date. And let's remove category to date. And let's say we want to show it. Let me just here. So whatever you just want to feel like, okay, this is what is going to help us to analyze our data. That's fine. So it's as easy as that. So let's put back our category. And so let's remove the date. Sorry, this not supposed to be here. Sorry, our sales, fine. Then our city, yeah, fine. Then we want to check maybe based on category or based on date. Yeah, so let's say based on city. So this kind of line chart. Or you want to see based on category. Let's say based on category, and let's remove this. So anyhow you want to look at it. And so this a kind of line trade is showing you that uh is so that is a kind of movement here. The more it goes up, the more it goes down. So which one is profiting the organization? So there are a lot of things you can be able to move. Like I said, you can edit your chart the way you want it, as easy as the way you want it. So you can be able to switch it off, bring it back. So uh, as much as you want, maybe you want to select data, you want to change it, you want to add something else, switch to row, you want to add another one. So anything you want to do here is as easy as that. Change data range. So you can be able to exploit that. So let's also go back to design, and you can be able to, you know, some sales over time, some sales over time. You can be able to say, okay, this sale, we don't want it to summit. Maybe we want it to come in another way. I don't want to summit. I want it to, come in another way. So you can be able to do that. Let's come here. Let's say sales fee setting. Let's say I just want to count. I want to check the average. I want to check the maximum and all of that. You can be able to do that. So that's that for uh, chart. This chart has a lot of things. If you want to clean it, I would love after the next class somebody should show me the chart he has done. He will say because just trying to export you to different places, how you can be able to make use of this and the stuff and all of that. You can be able to uh, remove this feed here, and if you remove it automatically, you are ready to remove it from this place. So that's that for now. Let's see, bring it back. We have this. So I would love to see a category. Maybe you are able to go back, explore these areas. It has a lot of things to do. Power pivots is a lot of whole lot. So let's collab this few. So let's bring our chart here. Let me arrange this properly. Let me arrange this properly. Normally my mouse is giving, I don't know what. So we can see that this thing is interacting with this chart. This thing is interacting with this chart. I want you to observe that. So 2021, we want to see for 2021, 2020, 2022, and 2022. So you can be able to interact with this. This is what we want to see. Let's say we want to see for category one and two. So it's just showing you. Uh, this is basically for category, but because he did not exploit this category, that's why he's saying that. But in here, it's effective. So that's the essence of slicer, timeline and slicer. So this legend, if you come here, you can be able to, if you don't want to see it, you can remove it. Not necessary. So and you want to edit it. In short, if you want to edit your chart, come here, go to this box and say, okay, maybe you want to see. Let's call this sum of sales over time. So sum of sales over time. Sum of sales over time. So that's that. Uh, I don't know if anyone have any questions for this basic power pivots analysis. How you can be able to this uh, as simple as you can be able to do that. As much as you can go back, look into it, and exploit all the areas you can be able to exploit and exploit all the areas you can be able to do. So I don't know. Does anyone any question before we?
No, no question for now.
Okay, no question for now. That's good. So these are pivot chart. So that's this for now. So I wanted to introduce us to a what we call a more of a complex power pivot. Uh, that one is if you check, I sent two data sets. So, but looking at time, I would just want to glance through it and we just call it a day today. So I will open a kind of new worksheet, Excel worksheet.
But we'll still
I
come
will
back to
open a
the
new.
complex one maybe in the next class, right?
The complex one, like I said, is this we are still learning. We are learning Excel. I won't want to start promising you something that when I say complex one, it's not something I will rush you. And it takes. Let me just introduce you to it. I won't want to promise you the next slide, but you can go and exploit towards it. I just want to tell you that this is not enough of. Sorry, this is not enough of power pivots. That's just what I want to show you. This is not enough of it. We have a lot of things in it. You understand?
Okay.
Most Excel teaching stop here. But because I just want to exploit, I just want to introduce to tell you that if you are using Excel to analyze data in your organization, then you need to go beyond this. Because, for instance, now this is just one sheet of Excel. If you have more than two, three tables, the ability to connect it and be able to bring the relationship together is something else. So that's that. So let me just do a quick introduction to it so that you can be able to appreciate it. So not that I'm promising I'm going to teach you in the next class. Yeah, so that's you able to understand. So let me okay this let me import a data here. Sorry, I'm using somebody's name and it's finding me. Let me import this. Let me bring this. So this is a kind of a sheet. This is an Excel sheet. And if you check this data, it has different. I want to show you the data first. It has different that manager ID, product IDs, unit so uh, unit price, raw margin, and all of that. So I just want to show you the data before we import it. So let me open a new. Let me close it and open a new Excel. Let's see. Okay, let's close this. So, we want to import this data here. Let's get an extra data. Uh, let's come from other source. So we want to put our data server from workplace, from service analysis, from new data this, from data collection that is okay. I'm trying to I think I need to use this. Sorry, let me use this. I don't think my this Excel is showing what I want. Cancel. Oh, cancel. Let me cancel this. Okay, I let me click. Okay, yeah. Okay, fine. Pause. Sorry, I will come back. I'm going to carry everybody along. Let me observe something. We're going to carry everybody along. Coming when you observe something. So I think I'm having a challenge with this 2016 to import it. From normally what we how we normally do is that from data, there is a way you're going to import it to because it's not a normal importation, but because I having it difficult, it's supposed to show me from an Excel. Okay. Sorry. Think I okay. I did not store it here. Uh, I did not store it here in this system. That's why I've been looking for it. Wow, 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 wow. So let me just use another. Let me just use another file. Let me just use another file. Let me check if there is any other file there. I'm able to analyze it. Let me check if there is any Excel worksheet that I have here. I'm able to analyze it with data. Let me check if there is any data. Okay. Uh sorry for that delay. I think where I store the data is not, I can't find it here. It's supposed to, I'm supposed to see it where I store it. But because I'm not seeing it, let me use the different methods. I wanted to show you the other way to exploit it. So let me just use the different methods for how to import it. Uh, let me open this. So let me open this pivot table, sorry, data, manage data models, levels. So this a page like initially when we used Power Query, it always bring us to Power Query editor. Now this is Power Pivot editor. Like I said, Power Pivot is small. So this Power Pivot editor. So data view. This Power Pivot editor. That I don't know why it's in time. And this Power Pivot editor. Let's see if you can be able to. Okay. Let's see whether we can be able to import any of the data close by. Let's use Excel. Next, let's browse where the Excel file is. Let's use this. Okay. Use use Facebook as headers. Let's go next. Cancel. So if you're with me, let me close this. Let's see. Let me come to this place. Let's use from other source. Excel file. Let's browse. Okay, now yeah, I've gotten it. So before I continue, let me bring it back. I've gotten it. I think the mistake was because I'm used to 365. So this 2016, there are some functions that are not straightforward. You have to bytecode it. So before I import this data, let me go back. Please, I hope you are all with me. Let me go back so that I'm able to everybody to follow along. So this is a normally my power pivot is here. You just import it directly, but because this is 2016 and I understood the issue now. So like I said, there is advanced power pivot. Now, if you open your data, you come to manage data model. Now, this is Power Pivot. The way Power Query is, this is the editor. Now, you come and say, we want to import from other source. Our data is an Excel file. You come to this space, this next, and let's browse where our data is. Now, this is our data, saves data. We import. We want to make sure that because we know that our data has header, so we want to use first row as headers. The way use row as column header. So the way, of course, our what we use during our Power Query. So we say next. So it shows us which data exactly do we want to import. We want to import this particular data, and you said next. If you want to preview it, you want to check how the data looks like, you can come here. Now you want to make sure this is the data, this is how it's looking like. And you want to make sure, okay, yeah, this is the data I want to import. You now say, okay. You now come and say finish. So it has so perfect that we have imported this data. Success. We now you close. So now the way Power Query was able to bring out data here, this is where Power Pivot brings out its own data. So in this place, this is where we come to, you know, to analyze whatever we want to analyze. So, and this area, if you can observe this area, like I said, I don't want to go deep into this. This area, you can see, this is where we can come and write any function you want to write. This is a DAX formula you can see from this place, like except but this is more a DAX formula. So you can be able to write your functions in this place. So a quick one before we go, let me just look at some things so that we can be able to have a kind of understanding of what we are looking at. So this is it. This power pivot data. So let's just go through this ribbon. So from this place, you can see we have data view, we have diagram. This is where we build relationship. So this is it. If you have used Power BI before, you can see this is where we build relationship. If you want to install different data and you'll be able to make sure that they can be dynamic, you can be able to come here and build it, your relationship. We have show hidden. This place, if you want a data to be hidden, come and place it. So let's go back to our data view. So this is it. But now we want to go to our Power Pivot. We want to go to our Power Pivot. You come here, you play Power Pivot. It will come to Excel, existing worksheet. Let's place it here. Let's place it here. Okay. So these are Power Pivot. So these are sales data. These are sales data that we imported. You can be able to expand it. You can see this one is more much. So we can see this date ID, store ID, manage ID, product ID, so ID, and all of that. So you can be able to start your analysis. But when we have complex data, that's when we begin to use this model. You don't need only one table and start using this model. But you can be able to use it also and be able to make use of your data very well. So a quick one, let me say we want to look at let's say our unit so let's bring it to value. These are unit so. These are unit so. So you can be able to navigate towards this. You can be able to navigate towards this. Let's say we use this as our unit so, and next, let's say we use let's say we use let's say store ID as our row. So we can see from this place we begin to see how it looks like. So these are rules. These are this we can be able to add a lot of things that we want to add. So like I said, I've explained this. Let's say let's use this. So this this date ID. Not actually this date ID. So unit price. Let's say unit price. Let's add it to our column. So this is the unit price. So how so somebody will be asking me what's the difference between then this one and the other one we have done. Yes, that is a very big difference. In this place, it helps you to build a lot of models. Like I said, if you have more than one data, it will be difficult for you to be able to use the other one that we use. So it's more complex and more engaging. So let's just do a quick one before we go, so that at least you can be able to get a glimpse of it. Let's say our store ID. Okay, let's say our store ID row. Yes, we have done our store ID to row. Let's say we want to use our unit sales. Let's use this unit sales and okay. So, but when you look at the unit sales, it may not be really helpful. So we want it to be more on store. we want it to be installed. So if you want it, if this data, you want to import more of this data, like I said, you want to import of more of this data, you have to come here, go to the model in this place now. You can come here, let's say, come here, and go to Excel, next, browse. Okay, I want to add this to our data again. So I'll just do a little bit of this, next. Okay, this Excel is open. So Excel does not permit it to import it if it's open somewhere. If it's open somewhere, Excel does not permit it. So let's close it and come back. So go to import now. So let's say we want to just import this one sheet, and like I said, if you want to check and be sure of what you are doing, you come to this place. This is it, and we are sure of it. Say okay, we can finish. Import, close. So now you can see it's only this one that we have. Now check. This is sales data, the first data. This is pivot chart data. This sales. This is pivot chart. So maybe I want to, like I said, if you have different data, that's when this comes in. This is sales. This is pivot chart. So let's say, for instance, now what I want to do. Uh, let's go back to uh, pivot table. Let's go back to our pivot table. So, no, so these are pivot tables. So you can see from this place we have import another Excel chart. So let's say we want to bring the sales that is here, or perhaps we want to bring the store that is here. This store ID is not giving us what really we want. We want to bring it here. What you're going to do is come here, add it to this. So it has added, but it's showing us something the same, showing something the same. So that's where building relationship come. You can see, observe from this place, it's a relationship between table may be needed. So that's why we start building models. If you have heard about data modeling, that's why you come to Excel and start building model. You say auto detect. You say no, I want to create it by myself. So remove it. Let's go and create it by ourselves. Let's come here, and this is uh, data view. So we can see these two things here. So though this is not the main data that we're supposed to use, but I'm just trying to use it as an example. So if you check here, we have ID, store ID, and all of that. Let's say we just want to connect this store ID, this store ID to this store. So there is no relationship actually. That's why it did not work. As if there was a relationship in that table, it will work. So because I just imported it, it will not work because these two things are different. They don't have any relationship. So it's a data I just imported just to show us an example. So that's it. It has more advanced. Like I said, I've explored it. This is where you build your relationship, and this is where the data view. You can see the data view. You want to see it here. You want to see it here. This is where you write your formula. You want to write your formula. Or two. You want to write your formula. Whatever you want to do, you see it from this place. And yeah, that's basic. That's basically this. That's basically this. So I think uh, we are good to go on Power Query. Like I said, you can go and exploit. Uh, of course, browse, ask questions, search the Google Internet, Power Pivot, Advanced, and all of that. I promise you, get a lot of things that we do not even treat here. So that's that. So that's it for today. So I don't know if anyone have any question before we go, before we start it up. Anyone have any question?
Not yet. No question from my side.
Okay, no question. But I believe you at least you are able to exploit what actually. Sorry. So I believe you are able to kind of uh, exploit something in power pivot because like I said is more of wide, but when you start this, it can be able to go more in advance. So that's that for today. Next class we're going to look at data visualization using Excel. We're going to visualize data using Excel, solely how to create charts and all of that. So that's our next class. So I think we'll start wrapping up in Excel, then we'll go to Power BI. So that's that for today. I want to appreciate everyone for coming. So since I saw any questions, I think we are good to go today. Do have a nice day.
You too. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.